YouTube channel. I'm here today with Dave Kershaw. He's our rep for the Northwest in Region 9, and he's also on the BMF Council. Good to talk to you, Dave.
And you?
So Dave is what might be called an evangelist for the 125. He loves small capacity bikes. So Dave, you exclusively ride a 125 pretty much, is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's something that I've been doing for best part of over 30 years now with the BMF. And I first met them on a Honda 90 step through up in right up in the north of Scotland.
Right.
And every single time they saw me coming past, I was eating Mars bars and whatnot. But these guys were all on their big bikes, 1,000 cc's plus. And thankfully, they came over to me and we struck up a friendship, and I've been with them ever since.
Fantastic. So tell me what for you is, I've got to declare I ride a large capacity bike. I've got a 1200cc motorbike. I love it. I love all the stuff that you think about with motorbikes, the noise, the power, the speed of it. So tell me, what's the appeal of the almost the smallest capacity bike? Okay,
don't get me wrong, I have had over the years bigger capacity bikes as well. I think the largest was around a 650, which is, I totally get where you're coming from. It's a wonderful experience. But I've always been drawn back to the 125s. The reason being, I enjoy riding. I've never had my knee down. I've always said to people, if I ever get my knee down, there's something gone wrong. But, I like to see the scenery, and I find them so easy to maneuver and park and, etc. Many a time I'm on a field at a campsite, and, these great big tourer things come on the campsite. They're struggling to get it moved, etc. And I feel really, I just jump off mine, give it a quick push round, put it in the right position. Hey presto, there you go. The other thing about it is, and the biggest thing for me is, especially nowadays with the price of fuel and the environment being a big part of things, I am averaging at the moment 103 miles to the gallon. I do a 60-mile daily commute. That's A roads, B roads, but mainly motorway. And, I just get off, I just smile. I just absolutely adore them. It's a great experience on the 125.
What about the sort of the safety aspect of being on a 125? When you're on a big bike, it's got road presence, it's got obviously a lot of power to get yourself out of trouble if something does go wrong. How do you find that on a 125, especially on, bit fast A roads and motorways?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to be up here in the north, so it may not be the same all over the country. I have done extensive travelling, but mainly north, but I've done Wales as well. That was all motorway. In terms of safety and how you feel on these bikes, what I would say is this. I've found with a number of different 125s that you get a vast difference in quality, top-end performance, stability, even in just within the 125 category. I'm fortunate enough to have a mainstream motorcycle. It's a Honda PCX 125. I have no qualms whatsoever about going on motorways with it. It's stable. It has that decent speed. It'll hold 65 all day. Bearing in mind the wagons are allegedly doing 60, although actually recently I was passed at 80 by one. It really is. There is no problem as long as you learn to ride a 125. As you said quite rightly, you've got a 1200. That's great. You've got 150 brake horsepower under you, what have you. It can get you out of trouble as quick as it can get you into trouble. but it's there. The power is there. You understand your 1200cc and its power capabilities. The 125 has power. It's just that you have to understand its limitations. Yes, there may be elements where it would not be prudent to go down and try and out to drag somebody. But in terms of 99% of the time, you know, the 125 around town is faster off the mark than most things. I mean, I am talking here about a scooter. Traditionally, I did not have scooters, but this scooter has absolutely blown me away. Its load carrying capacity, its under-seat storage, fuel economy, consumables, the tax, you know, and also the road holding on it. You know, it really is. I generally keep up with most big tourists because tourists are touring. They're there to tour. They're not there to get the knee down. They're not there to be doing 150. They're there to see the sights and the sounds of the country that they're in. And I can easily keep up with them most of the time.
So, you're going to be going on a few adventures that we'll be covering on the channel. I'm really looking forward to covering this and making some videos about what you're up to. What's first on the agenda?
Okay, so first on the agenda is now going to have to be the North Coast 500, which I'm doing in a day in September. I was due to be going and boxing the compass this month. I don't think it's going to happen now. I think that will probably come in the month after, so that'll be probably in around about October. These are all those particular ones are both in for charity. Also, hopefully, that we can start to build the presence, as it were, of what I'm doing. And all of this is snowballing rapidly towards the ultimate, which is that Peter Laidlaw, one of the directors of the British Motorcyclists Federation, and I are going to Africa in June next year. Now, I was the one that suggested it, I'll admit it, okay? However, I was feeling that what we'd do is we'd go down, we'd go to Northern Africa, and then we would come back up to Santander and get a nice boat home. Pete decided that's not going to happen. We're riding down and back. So we're doing a return trip on the 125s. And the point of that is there's two elements to that. Firstly, because of we've very kindly got the BMF behind us on this, we are going to be undertaking quite a comprehensive set of data on the way down and back, showing the consumables used, the average miles per gallon, speeds, that type of thing. And we're going to use that to go to the government with, or to help go to the government with, over, as you say, this ridiculous notion of banning 125s first. It makes absolutely no sense. Cradle to grave on a 125 is absolutely environmentally far superior to anything else. The second element to this is that we really want to be raising some decent money for the Great North Air Ambulance, which obviously does a fantastic job, as well as the blood bikes. Again, I think bikers in particular, would understand why those two charities have been chosen. A third charity is one that's run actually through the Rotary Club and benefits young girls in Africa. And seems we're going to Africa to buy a Mars bar, incidentally. That's the purpose. Then I think they're all fitting things, really.
It's been really, really good to talk to you. I have to say I'm genuinely intrigued about the idea of a 125, and you may be converting me.
I do hope so. I do hope so, and the more people that are converted, the better. That's not in any shape or form detracting from the bigger bikes at all. But yeah, I mean, more the merrier. Just one last little snippet for you. We've been to the Netherlands, to Assen. We've been twice, and I say we. because my wife and I have been 2 up on the 125 with full camping gear over to the Netherlands and touring as well. And it is the most fantastic country because the speed limits are lower than ours and we can keep up with it, and there has been no problem. In fact, I actually guided, we'll leave the 2 people nameless, but let's just say they are BMF members. I guided them down when they had no sat nav, so they were sat there on 1,000+ cc motorbikes, trundling behind a 125, and they loved it.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us, Dave. Watch this space. We'll see you again soon on the channel.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.